Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Inside Santa Fe Public Schools podcast. I am Joe Abeta, and today we have our guest, Jose Villarreal, the coordinator for work-based learning for the district, and Linda Montaño, the work-based learning specialist. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Now, I know that some folks, the folks that are inside the SFPS bubble, they know what work-based learning are, and also in our business community as well. But for the folks that don't know what work-based learning is and what the program is, can you guys explain what it is?
Yeah, I'll take a crack at this.
All right.
In its simplest form, it's a collaboration between our Santa Fe Public Schools high schools and our local business community. And what it is it's a high-quality internship experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a paid
internship experience, yes. So
Yeah.
our students, our juniors and seniors, get the opportunity to learn a meaningful hands-on paid internship, which is at the minimum wage $15 an hour.
Okay.
And the skills that they gain in this internship are transferable skills or soft skills. They also learn industry knowledge and quite a few other adulting skills that will help them prepare for their next step in life.
Yeah. Now this is what, the third year or the fourth year?
This is technically going into year 5.
Year 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's been 5 years since this program. It's grown a lot, right? Have you guys seen participation grow within that time? I'm sure word of mouth gets around from all the students, right?
That's exactly right. Word of mouth from the students. Last year I had 20-something at Capitol. This year we had to cap it because it was just getting too large.
Oh, wow.
So many, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Now we're an official, I feel like we're really established now. We've actually started, when we first started, we were at 22 students, very small cohort. Now we've had over 700 participate
Wow.
in our program.
Yeah, that's incredible. And so kids are eligible at any of the schools, any of the Santa Fe public schools. And then I know there's also ATC students as well, right, that go into, that are eligible to be part of the program, correct?
Yeah, so we partner with Santa Fe High School, Capitol High School, where Linda's at, Early College Opportunities High School, Desert Sage, Mandela, ATC. Am I forgetting one?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So every Santa Fe public school student has the opportunity to do this. We run 2 cohorts a year. One is during the school year, which just launched in early November.
Okay.
And that runs through the school year, end
Okay.
of April. And then we kind of overlap and we run a summer cohort that launches in June. So it goes June 1 to July 31st.
Excellent. So Linda, I know that you oversee a boot camp in training the students, right, on professionalism, on how to work in a work environment, that type of thing. Because a lot of these kids are coming, and they're coming to you with not having any kind of work experience, right? So let's talk about, and this is the same for all the students, right? Not just Capitol students or Santa Fe High, but it's for anybody that's that's participating in the program. They got to go through this boot camp. So what is the boot camp? Talk a little bit about that.
They're amongst the things, they're building resumes, so they're preparing, and that's a challenge in itself because they don't have work experience for the most part. So they're learning that. They are onboarded through human resources, through Santa Fe Public Schools.
Okay.
So they're also having that experience of filling out paperwork for taxes and whether or not they're going to set up direct deposit.
Okay.
They're researching all of the businesses that they could potentially interview with, mapping the distance. How are they going to get transportation to and from? What kind of work are they going to do at each business? Those are.
How long is the boot camp? What is it? Is it like 3 weeks, 2 weeks? How long does it take to prepare the students?
4 to 8. It kind of varies.
Okay.
And they're going through different stages, and some are finishing sooner than others. Some are going out to get certifications specific to what they're going to interview for.
Okay. So do they have, so I know that there's a big event and we did a video, we posted a video out there, but there's a big event of like, they get to they go to the interviews, right? For all these businesses that are participating in it, right?
Right.
So So talk about that. Do you guys have a list of businesses and then they look at it and say, I'd be interested in that. I'd be interested in that. Is that how they do? And they map out who they're going to interview with at this. So how does that process go? That must be kind of an exciting day for them when they're able to actually see who's participating, who they can choose, and what business they potentially would like to work for, right?
Right. They're researching the business and what type of business it is, what they do as they prepare to interview. And they interview with usually 3 to 5. They select amongst 3 to 5 of all the 40 to 50 businesses that they interview with.
Yeah. I mean, what a great opportunity, right? Because they can also kind of just try different things of what they think they may like, and they may not like it. And they may not have to, think, well, I really want it to be this, but now that I've gone through it, I don't think that's something I'm interested in. I think I want to go with this. Let's try this out, correct?
Every time. Yeah, that happens often. Yeah.
So like as far as like age, so what level do you have to be? You have to be sophomore, fresh. Who's eligible? What grade level?
11th and 12th.
So it's 11th and 12th graders that are coming into the program. And so if you try something in 11th grade and you'll say, you know what? I think I want to go a different direction in the second year. They have that opportunity.
Yes. I have examples of students. One who wanted to work with kids, got an internship working with kids, decided that wasn't for her. Tried something else. Now she's going into a different field entirely.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So the process is they go through these interview and then what? They give their top 5 to you guys, or how does that all work?
Yeah. So we like to say that everything they experience is a real world experience.
Okay.
So, again, starting with the application before the boot camp, they apply just like a real job. Then they go through the boot camp, and then the interview event is where they participate in that interview and they earn their internship. So they compete against other interns. And what's really cool about this interview event is business partners are also competing for these interns.
Yeah.
So we call it a rank system in this interview event. So the interviewers, they rank the students. Okay, we would like this one in this department as our number 1.
Okay.
We would like this student because of their personality, and so on and so forth. And then students then also, after the interview event, they rank the business partners like, oh, I really enjoyed learning more about this business, which I thought I knew something, but now I know more. I want to go there as my internship. Yeah. So that selections process afterwards, our team teams up and in an equitable space, all the specialists get together, all of our staff, we look at the data, and that's how we place students. That's a really heavy lift, but it's so worth it. I would say about 90% of the time we're accurate. The students are like, yep, we'll take that internship. We offer the internship to them. They have to accept it, and then we take that next step and place them.
How many students this year did you guys have to place?
It was about 125, 130.
Wow. Okay.
That were, and that seems to be about the sweet spot now. We've had cohort after cohort about that number. We start out with applications wise anywhere from 200, 250 students. Okay. And, we, again, the whole system that we have, the process of boot camp, they kind of self-select, if you will.
Gotcha.
Into that next step. We get the ones that are motivated that continue with the next deliverable or deadline that we ask them to do. Yeah. Just like the real world. You're motivated, you got to do it. Anyways, we get to that sweet spot around 130 students.
I mean, it seems like it's the opportunity that really opens the door for you as to one, it helps you figure out what you want to do. Right, in a sense, or kind of steer you into the way of an idea of what, well, I like that, I don't like this, or I like this. Like, I'm just an example. I have kids, and my kids have done internships where they've been like, I haven't really learned anything, and I'm like, I'm not really enjoying this. I said, well, yes, you have learned something. You've learned what you don't want to do, which is very important in this in your lifetime, right? Of learning what you don't want to do. So kids are getting this now, students are getting this now at a very young age, an opportunity at 11th and juniors and seniors in high school, so that if they do plan on going to college or they plan on going into the trades or something else in another field, they do have an idea of like, yes, I do like this, and I do know what it's going to take for me to get there, because I'm now interacting with professionals and as coworkers now, as colleagues now in these professions, correct?
Yeah. And then, yes.
Yeah, it's both. About 50% of them are experiencing it, and they're like, okay, now I know what it is, and now I know I don't want to do that, which is what this program's all about. And then for the other half, it's acceleration. They are like, okay, this is what I thought it was. Now I'm going to go do it. And I know what degrees now because I'm mentored underneath the specialist or the professional that knows what is my next step is. They coach me on, okay, I got to go get this degree or this certificate, and it incentivizes them for their next step.
It's interesting because we've covered a couple of from the district. We've done some spotlights on some students, and I went into a doctor's office the other day. And there was a student there, and I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" He says, "Oh, this is where I work now. I really enjoyed my time at Las Campanas, working at the front desk, and I'm now working here, and this is my full-time job here." And I was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." So you see that they're sticking with their same, they're trying this out, and then they're finding jobs outside of after they get out of school, and they're able to have that resume and have that experience of being able to do it. I want to use just one little. I know you have probably plenty of examples. Just for me, from personal experience, my outside job of having of students for video productions for streaming high school sports, we've had. But I think this is our 4th year right now, or maybe it might even be our 5th year of having students, and we've had a run of students that have interned for us that have gone on to college and have worked in the athletics department and doing social media for them, and also working audio visual. And then some of them have even come back now and worked for us. Now they're working for us in other cities, which is really awesome because they know exactly what we want and they're really good at it, and they have been trained properly. And it's really exciting to be able to see that they enjoyed their time with us, but now they're moving on to do other things professionally.
Yeah, I think there's one metric that we are, finally kind of, or there's a few metrics that are like, that align with what you're saying. But one of them is job placement. So like, we didn't know going into this that after the internship, 25% of our students, every single cohort, get hired on as part-time employees, or they come back after they go to college the next year. So that's a really cool metric.
Yeah.
But as far as like the stories that you're talking about, now we're finally starting to see the fruits of our students, the labor that they've put in.
Yeah.
They've gone to college, they've come back, and they are an employee, for example.
Yeah.
I'll give you one other example. We have a lot of partners in the hospitality and tourism industry because Santa Fe is known for that.
That's correct. Yeah.
So we've seen an intern go 3 years with our program. Actually, they started a sophomore year. So we take those sophomores that are really, that are mature enough to do this. There's about a handful every cohort. This student had been with us for 3 years. They were in the same internship at the same high-end property. Now, which is, I think, 2 years removed from the internship, they are now an assistant manager at this location. And it's really like, whoa, the fruit of, again, them putting in the effort, building that relationship. Now the employer sees that potential. They've promoted them a couple times. Now they're an assistant manager, which is really cool to see.
You bring that, go ahead.
I was just thinking of
Lynn.
Some students that we have, former interns who are in college that are coming back during their summer break at the engineering.
Yes.
And that's what they're doing. So they're studying that, getting that experience during summer, and potentially being hired when they finish college.
They've opened that door for themselves and created that connection with them, that networking connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Linda's talking about Asael, I think, and maybe Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a couple and more engineering interns that, we got to give credit to our business partners because they take a chance on them, but then they train them, and then they're like, the expectation is if they want to stick with it, they can come back and work for them. One of them, the first one, Asael, he was interested. He took in some classes at Santa Fe High in the engineering pathway, and then he tried the internship, and it just confirmed it, right? It was one of those ones like, okay, now I know I want to do civil engineering.
Yeah.
And so he was one of the Davis Scholar recipients as well.
Yeah.
Now he's going to college, I believe somewhere up in Portland. and he comes back and he's hired on as an employee that is building his work hours, his more hours towards the next step in certifications and becoming an actual engineer.
Wow, that's amazing, and it's great because college kids, when you come back home for summertime, you're looking for a gig, right? And it's tough to find one, especially one that's only going to be for a few months or whatever. But when you go work for, come back and work for a company that you work for in high school, and they understand that you're in college, and they know who you are, they know what they're going to get, and you're just continuing, and they have their fingers crossed. And I hope this person comes back after they graduate, because we'd really like to hire them and bring them on full time. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And then working directly in the field they're studying.
Correct. Yeah. I got to mention, and we'll kind of segue into it in the bridge, but we bring up the business partners that you are and that are involved in this. Mainly also that we are in a city that's known for tourism. And I know that there's a strong tourism presence with the businesses that are in the program, correct?
Yes. I would say about a third of our partners are strongly supported by the hospitality industry, and that's where we started. So, going back to our roots of how we were formed, the district had their initial vision and plan, which we're grateful for that because they wanted this work-based learning program to start up. In parallel with that, the hospitality industry was coming out of COVID. And they were like, hey, we would love to, see if we can get some young people in here. And how do we do that? And it was just opportunity met. How do you say that? Anyways, we were preparation.
Yeah.
We were prepared to meet that opportunity.
Yeah.
So what happened was we were brought into a meeting with these hospitality partners. There were 4 general managers or directing managers that were planning this. How do we bring on? And we were able to partner with them. Again, that was our roots. But I think that's where we're founded. But since then, we've exploded in growth. And we're all across industries, not only hospitality and tourism. We're in the city is also, we're all the state capital, So city, state government jobs, we have those opportunities. We're in the arts and culture, creative community now. We have partnerships in software development, app development. That's a really cool one. So Apple came into town and started this initiative, the Santa Fe Creative Coding Initiative.
Yep.
And students, so what's really cool about that internship is students get that hands-on training from the Apple equipment, the Apple software, coding, and they basically take what they're learning there and they go and partner with our other partners. One of them, an example, is La Fonda on the Plaza. They were one of our founding partners, but they also took a chance on this internship, which partners with SFCCI.
Yeah.
So students built an app for them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they built an app, and it's now on sale on the App Store in Apple, the iOS App Store. And essentially what they did is they developed an app that shows all of the art throughout the building.
Oh, wow.
Because there's tour. So part of La Fonda's experience when you go and stay there.
There's a lot of history there.
There's a lot of history, over 900 pieces of art, amazing, beautiful art collection. And so they've been able to develop an app. So when a guest checks in, they're able to go in.
It enhances the experience of staying there or coming and visiting the La Fonda.
And they continue to develop this app. So the new students that come on, the creation of the app, they're like, okay, how do we get it better? How do we eventually turn this into a whole guest experience from check-in to check-out?
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. That's great. So let's talk about this and what a great opportunity. I know there's engineering, like you said, there's a lot of opportunities for the students to be able to check and see and research as to what they may want to do, which I think is amazing. Now with that, let's talk about the partnership. Let's talk about the funding. Now I know the school district doesn't do this. You guys don't do this by yourself. Let's talk about that. Who's involved with this? Who's been assisting with this program?
So we are fully funded by the city of Santa Fe.
Okay.
The Office of Economic Development generously partnered with us back in so this was our going into year 2.
Okay.
2022-23
Okay.
is when they invested in us with youth funds, youth workforce funds that were ARPA relief funds, similar to our funds that we were from the pandemic. They invested in those funds, and they recently renewed that contract.
Okay.
So they've provided over $3 million within about 4 years to fully fund our program, which is primarily to pay the interns.
Yeah.
But also help support staff as well. Supplies, all the events that we do, we're fully funded by them.
And that's till 2029?
Yeah, so the contract that was just renewed last fiscal year is good through 2029.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so again, that without that, I think we would be looking elsewhere for grant funding, but they're the primary reason why one of the primary reasons why we're so successful. So in addition to the funding part of the program, they also provide internship opportunities. So the city is full of interns. So we have interns. We've had interns in the mayor's office. We've had interns with the legal counsel or city attorney. We're all over the place. Police department. We have interns. They've partnered with us since day one as well. They're going on year 4 as well. And so it's a great opportunity not only to, again, fund our program, but then they get the benefit of having high quality interns in there.
Well, and it's also, and I was thinking about this, it's also building our future workforce here in our community, right? It's making it stronger and wanting to keep our students here, get them trained, get their education here in the state of New Mexico or even outside, and then come back because they have those roots here. They have that network already here at home, correct?
Absolutely. I think that was another one of our big goals when we started forming this program was how do we keep kids here? And this is the result. Again, we've within the 700. We haven't done the data research on this, but we've had several students that have connected with us on LinkedIn, for example. And they're like, "Hey, I'm coming back to work, or can we meet up for a coffee or whatever?" Yeah, that's the ultimate goal: building our own here in Santa Fe.
That's great. That's great. I was going to ask you, where do you guys see? What are the things that you're hoping to see within these next 5 years now that the contract's renewed? What are you hoping that the growth of the program goes to? Any sneak peeks here?
So I think we always talk about we want to produce a quality experience for everyone that's involved, whether it's students, staff, business partners. Yeah. So we will continue to stay at these numbers. If we grow larger, then we'll have to increase our staff. We'll have to ask the increase of our funding, which we anticipate, growth a little bit higher in the smaller schools that we're operating in. And so I guess a lofty goal could be, we hit, because I'm anticipating we're going to hit 1,000 students here in the next year and a half. Okay. But in the next 5 years, if we hit that 2,000 mark, I think that's a really good goal. But I think also what we're interested in is tracking students after the internship program. So whether they're going to college in that career or they're getting a job in that career, that's the data that really is going to help us with future funding, for example, or selling it and marketing it to others in high school.
I was going to ask you, is there programs like this over the United States? Because it seems very, very unique that I haven't really heard of it happening anywhere else.
There are other work-based learning programs, sure. I don't know that they follow the exact same format that we do.
Okay.
But
no, I think that, we not to try and pat ourselves on the back here, but we've created such a great system. And I think the again, from A to Z, when students finish their internship, they finish with a portfolio. We can get to that next. But we hear of other programs. We've heard, we've done research on other programs that place students only. Yeah. They're like, okay, we got an internship program. Let's find out what your interest is in, and then we'll place you in that interest. We're not like that. We're like the real world. They compete. They have to earn their internship. They have to do all the things, which I think is better for everyone, right? Yeah. Again, that quality component. But we've been sought after as far as one of the flagship districts in the state of New Mexico, at least.
That's awesome.
To find out, like, we get phone calls from other districts. How do you start? How do you recruit the businesses? How do you, start with your boot camp? What's in that boot camp? So we've been recognized by PED as well as one of the better internship programs around the state.
That's great. And you also bring up, you're not just handing the students something like a job. They have to earn it. They have to go through the guidelines, the hoops, the steps that it takes to get to that ultimate goal of getting placed into a job, right? And I think that's important in today's world. I know, you appreciate something more when you have to work for it, right? And I know that seems a little, Gen X-y, but hey, I think it works, right? It does work. You appreciate something more when you work for it.
When the kids are offered their internships, the heavy sighs of relief and the elation that they feel, that's one of the best days of the job.
Oh, yeah.
Is to be able to tell them, you were offered an internship with whomever. Do you accept? Heck yeah, I accept.
Yeah.
They're just so excited, that part, because they worked. Work to get there.
Yeah. I know the interns that we have, they're amazing. They're an amazing group. They're out there. And when you see them out there just really, focusing on getting a great shot or capturing a play or something like that, it just is like, that's passion right there. That is awesome. That's what you want to see in kids, in the students. So it's just very appreciative of the program and the opportunities that it does give to them.
Yeah. I think also just to add to that, their growth as far as when they first start the program to seeing the light bulb turn on throughout the program, and then their confidence grows. Yeah, they can relate as far as like, oh wow, what I've been learning in school really does matter. I can implement it now in this job. For example, just writing skills. We do email etiquette in our boot camp. We also do other forms of communication. And they apply that on the job. They really see that, okay, the things I need to do more. I need to educate myself more. And that's going to help them as far as their trajectory after the program.
That continues throughout the internship too. That happened just yesterday. A student messages me, I want to connect with my boss about something. I don't want to seem ungrateful. Can you help me draft a message?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's stuff that you need to practice at. If you've never done it before, it's great that they have that trust in coming back to the mentors and to figuring out, hey, how do I do this right?
Yes.
So that's really good.
What's another bonus, I guess, to our program is just having such great partners. We've had I want to say a core of about 30 that have stuck with us from the beginning. Okay. Sports Primo being one of them. But they're so caring, just like their teachers are, and they're their coach. They're their mentor. They're there to support them. And then they also have a lot of grace and know that they're going to make mistakes. Yeah. And they know that we're here also to talk to the students. So it's kind of a really great support system. Our partners are phenomenal. They bring them in, they train them, they take all of that time out of their normal day-to-day to invest in our kids. And they see the result. They see the value. Once the students begin to learn, okay, I know I'm good at this, they put them in that position and it benefits the partner. Yeah. It's a great
absolutely
win-win.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you, Linda. Thank you, Jose, for coming on today. We appreciate it. And just a really exciting time for the work-based learning program here in the city of Santa Fe. So thank you again for coming on, folks. Thank you for joining us today. This has been Inside Santa Fe Public Schools podcast. Have a great day. Have a safe day. Adios.